contestants to drink men from local in East County and the road. From San Francisco, California, it's Doc Barham!
Do me a favor, put your hands together one more time for Keith Collins. Give my time. Well. Good evening, folks. How are you guys doing? Great. Listen, I want to say that it's very nice to be here in town. I pulled in, I guess yesterday, and I've pretty much been driving around ever since. Lost. Mostly because nobody told me that 270 was the fucking circle! Hardy hard. Look at Mr. Out of Towner go round and round and round. I've learned some really valuable driving lessons in the brief period of time that I have been here, and that is that you guys drive just a little bit differently here. Yeah, apparently in Columbus and the whole area, right of way is determined by tonnage and velocity. Stoplights just seem to be rough guidelines, really. Right green means go, yellow means go. Faster! Go! You can make it! Shit! Red means go.
If there's nobody looking.
Yes, and let's not forget about those blinkers either, huh? Oh, never touch the shit. Hell, I just broke that fucking stick right off the goddamn collar myself. I don't need that annoying nuisance getting in the way. Which is okay with me, you know, because I love to drive fast. I am an unabashed speeder. I'm always doing at least 15 miles an hour in excess of the posted speed limit. And I'm also always doing it in the proper left-hand lane where I'm supposed to be. And I sense that some of you guys know where I'm going with this one and are with me on it. For those of us who don't recall this from driver education, let's just go over this one more time as kind of a community service, shall we? Okay, you're in the left lane, which is also known as the... Excellent, we'll get along fine. You're in the left lane, you look at your rearview mirror, you see a car behind you, I say 100 feet or so, right? A few seconds later, you look back, now that car's only about 50 feet behind you. A few seconds later, you look back one final time, now that car's front bumper is virtually locked with your rear bumper, and they're now flashing their lights on and off, and on and off, and on and off. Then that means, get the fuck out of the way! And I'll tell you what, if you're not laughing at that, you're one of those fucking people. And sorry, color me asshole if you will. I have simply had it up to here with that bullshit, because there's at least one other lane, goober, so just move your sleepy, slow, radio dial fiddling cellular phone using booger picking moron ass over into it, because I got shit to do and places to go. I know, you're probably saying, Doc, you're taking this entirely too seriously. You're getting way too frustrated, way too easily. And you're right, I am. But you know what? Those are the rules of the road. And I just want to go fast, man. And then that's the way it works, isn't it? Left lane's the fast lane. Right lane is the slow lane. Left lane is the passing lane. It's not the passing fucking time lane. It's the passing lane, and I want to go. That's why I've got accelerator pedal, airbags, and insurance. Because I want to fucking go. Some people just don't get it, man. They just they're so ego attached to it, you know, just I'm not going to get out of the way. You know what I'm talking about? You're trapped in that left lane, you got that human rolling roadblock who wants to determine your rate of speed for the rest of your natural life. Well, sometimes I wish I had a gigantic fucking snowplow on the front end of my goddamn car. Take some matters into my home. You know what I'm talking about? You just... Surely not that important. Just let it go. I'm gonna get there. It's only gonna be like 10 or 15 minutes. But fucking go, you old bitch! Come on, you fat ass! Move it, you whore! Come on! But you know, when you're alone in your car, the profanity that comes out of your mouth in that little bubble is like stuff that has never been heard from before. It is like you're possessed by Satan. You're just... Your mother sucks cock in hell! Fucking go! Come on, Grandma! When did you get your driver's license, for Christ's sakes? Were you on friggin' horseback? Come on! Hello! Come on, buddy, the laser beam or the back of the hole in your skull? Come on, move your ass! Fucking go! Try opening the coffin lid, you stupid old bitch! You can see better! Fucking go! Go, goddammit, go! Alright, fine! You asked for it! But that's just me. And I do let that stuff get put in my skin way too easily. I really do. It's gonna be quite a drive home tonight for you guys, isn't it now? The car was running down! I do though, I'll be really honest with you guys. I'm at a point in my life right now where I'm really working on myself, developing spiritually, and running myself. And it's really hard work, it really is, because I wake up every day and I make a decision with myself that I'm going to be unconditionally loving with myself and unconditionally loving to my fellow man, and then some miserable little cocksucker cuts me off in traffic and the whole thing is blown to shit. So, obviously my road to enlightenment is a very long and difficult one for me. It's kind of interesting though. I think so much of the reason that I think we're all so very, very scared of each other all the time. You know, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but yesterday I went downtown and I was having lunch. And it was just a really beautiful day, and I wanted to celebrate how beautiful it was. I bought a dozen roses, and I just went out and I just gave them to women who walked by, and I was like, you know, hey, it's a really beautiful day. I thought you might like to have a rose. Have a nice day. Take care. And I just walked off. And it was, for me, it was a wonderful lesson about unconditional giving. And just really giving for the sake of giving, you know, not to get anything whatsoever. But I can honestly tell you that the possible fact that my motivation might be unconditional giving was the last fucking thought on their list. Because they immediately drew a bead on me, scanned my ass, and ran me through their sociopathic Rolodex going, who the fuck is this guy? Who is Rose Boy in front of me right here? Who is this little fairy? Is he homeless? No, look at him. He looks like he's well too dressed. Damn, he's not homeless. Maybe he's some religious zealot. No, he doesn't have a Bible or anything like that. Oh, maybe he's a junkie. No, no tracks on his arm. Looks too healthy to be a fucking junkie. Maybe he's a fucking psycho or a pervert. Maybe he's a stalker. He's stalking me. I didn't even know about him. No, he just wants to give me a rose. What a fucking loser. Thank you very much, honey. Because we're all so scared of one another all the time. We really are. You notice that when you walk down the street, there are two looks. You'll catch yourself tomorrow when you do it. There are two looks that we almost always do with one another when you pass somebody who you don't know on the street. And the first look is that I'm sizing you up to see if you're a distant potential threat kind of look. You know what I mean? You walk down the street and you're kind of like that. And then there's that very personal, intimate look, that quick glance that happens about 3 to 5 feet away, where you look up and it's that kind of, hey, you want to be my friend? No? Okay, fuck me. You know what I'm talking about. And that's the thing, and I'm in a really difficult point in my life right now where I'm struggling to be unconditionally loving and giving to people, but I snap way too easily about stuff. So it's a really cool place in my life. But also, I got to tell you, one of my biggest difficulties is that I don't suffer fools gladly. And what I mean is that I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I think that this country has gotten to the point where we we just have way too many stupid fucking people in this country, and we need to start weeding them out. Oh my God, it is time to bring back the little social Darwinism, baby. It is time to make Jack Kevorkian Surgeon General and start setting up euthanasia booths around the country. Oh my God, you know, it's just incredible the number of mind-numbingly stupid people that you encounter every single day. Quite honestly, sometimes it's myself in the mirror, but most of the time it's not. And and it's not that stupid people bother me, one of them, you know, in of themselves, individually, one-on-one. It's just the overwhelming numbers. The just sheer tidal wave of morons that assault you every single day. The fact that there's a whole lot more stupid people than there are smart people. Yeah, and even worse, those stupid people are fucking a lot more than the smart people are. And they're making a lot more stupid fucking people. That should scare the shit out of you. They're gonna take over, folks. You know, and one of the big problems is that we mollycoddle stupidity in this country, right? You can't just say to somebody, hey man, you know, pull your head out of your ass. Get a clue, fucking wake up, smell the coffee, man. Take a little personal responsibility. Why? Because of political correctness. Because we're all so very sensitive now, aren't we? We're just such a sensitive nation. We're just a big nation of pussies now, aren't we? I'm so sensitive. My God, I'm just like a big tissue and the universe is just a big sneeze. It is unbelievable. We have become such a nation of victims and whiners and pissy little moaners all the time. It's incredible to me. Another way that we mollycoddle stupidity, we actually put warning stickers on every friggin' electrical appliance in this country. Folks, that's wrong. You know why? You're interfering with the natural selection process. Certain fundamental principles like electricity and gravity, if you don't get them, you don't get a sticker, okay? It's unbelievable. Things I never thought you would even need a warning sticker for, like soda pop vending machines. I can't even imagine how you would hurt yourself with a soda pop vending machine until I saw the sticker. Now, I don't know if you've seen this, but it's a picture of a stupid stick figure man. And you know how I know he's stupid? Because he's tipping a 1,000-pound fucking vending machine over on himself. There's this big red circle around it with a line through it saying, hey, stupid stick figure man, don't tip that 1,000-pound vending machine over on yourself. Well, you know what, folks? If you need to be told that, fuck you. You should be dead. While you're at it, genius, why don't you jam your fork into that toaster while it's plugged into the wall? And toss that hairdryer into that bathtub full of water with you. You make it through that, and we'll chat. Some of you guys are just looking at me right now, just like,
he seemed like such a nice boy. Why is he so angry?
oh man. But see, that's the thing, okay? Laughter that's my bread and butter. And political correctness has made everybody in this country so uptight and so sensitive that you can't even joke about things anymore. You can't even actually mention the problems that we need to talk about in order to be able to solve them. You know what I mean? You can cry racism, you can cry sexism or homophobia, but you can't actually just sit down at a table with somebody with an opposing viewpoint and just talk about it now, because everybody's got their hot buttons ready to go. You know, it's like so many of the things, folks, you guys realize it's almost the year 2000. You know, and racism and sexism and homophobia are still so prevalent in this country. It's amazing. Don't you think it's just like way past time for us as a species to just be past all that bullshit? Don't you think so? It's just amazing to me. And it's like so many of those things that it's trying to get rid of, you know, like racism and sexism and homophobia. There's been a huge resurgence in the past few years. You can see it everywhere. I just joined the Big Brother program recently. Example of racism right there. I walk in, the very first question this big jamoke asked me when I walk into the door, he's like, all right, so Doc, tell me, buddy, like what race do you want him to be, eh? So just to mess with him, I said, I don't care what race he is. Just so long as when I pick him up, he's wearing something sexy. Big Daddy. Because I may be a pedophile, but I'm no racist, mister. I'm at a point in my life, I'll tell you, I don't care what the color of your skin is, I don't care what your sexual orientation is, and quite frankly, I don't care what your gender is either. It seems so simple to live and let other people live if they're not messing with you, It's just a variation on the golden rule. And it's kind of interesting, because I'll be really honest with you, when I was growing up, I was a racist, sexist, homophobic little prick. And then I met some very important people in my life who really changed me around, and I got hip to a lot of things. And it's so much easier to be like that, to be loving. But some of the places that I go in America, they're still so racist. It's amazing. I was in Wichita, Kansas not too long ago, and oh man, I never wished I had my fucking ruby red slippers with me so bad in my entire life. I'm talking about racism on stage there. I'm sure you can imagine how well that was going. I think the last two words I remember hearing were, "Get him!" And so anyway, after the show, it's just big, fat, wash basin belly, drunken, redneck, greasy, tattoo-ridden, toothless, knuckle-dragging, mouth-breathing, shithead, homunculus, good old boy, fuckhole, comes up to me. I didn't like this guy very much. He comes up to me after the show, right? He wants to talk with Comedy Boy, right? Yeah, he's gonna learn me, right? Yeah, he's gonna educate me, right? He's like, hey, Mr. Funnyboy, come here. I want to talk to you a minute. It's not heard you talking about racism, boy. I'm going to tell you a thing or two right now, boy. It happens to be a known fact that blacks is just inherently lazy. Like, yeah, I guess that's why whites needed them as slaves for the first 350 fucking years, huh? That makes sense, doesn't it? Ooh, let's see, Jeremiah. Who's the absolutely laziest son of a bitch we can find to do all of our goddamn labor for us? Yeah, come on, Doc. Come on. And he's just talking white boy to white boy here. Now, you can't tell me. If when you see a black man, he's driving a BMW, you don't think he's a drug dealer? We're like, yeah, but that's because I drive an 85 Ford Escort, man. I think any motherfucker with a nicer car than me is a drug dealer, man. That's not a race thing, that's just a low self-esteem problem. I can think of one interesting difference between blacks and whites, though. For example, when blacks live in a really crappy old rundown part of the neighborhood, they call it the ghetto, or the hood, right? When whites live in a really shitty old rundown part of the neighborhood, they call it the historic district. Is that one a little too close to home for some of us on the audience? See, that's the thing. I can feel the tension in the crowd. Everybody's just sort of like, some of these jokes make me very uncomfortable. But these are the things that we need to talk about as a people in order to be able to get together. We can get past these things. It's really interesting. It's not one kind of like a prejudice. It seems like it's another these days where there's like racism or perhaps it might even be homophobia. And like I live in San Francisco, Keith mentioned that. And I've been out there for about 3 years, and I'm sure some of you guys, as soon as you heard that I was from San Francisco, you're probably like, oh, he's from San Francisco, is he? Oh, and look at him. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. Oh, yeah, I'll bet you he's a big faggot. He's a big queer. He's a big fudge packer. He's a big butthole surfer. He's a big colon cowboy. He's a big sausage smoker. He's a big tail gunner. He's a big road ranger. He's a big pillow biter. He's a big colon cowboy. He's a big right. Wouldn't be laughing if it weren't true. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you folks. I will confess you all. I will come out of the closet. I will tell you quite openly and honestly that I am a flaming heterosexual male. I love women to death. As a matter of fact, I have been with over 200 women in my lifetime. Only sucked 2 dicks. That's right. The way I run the numbers, I'm still at least 99% macho man. 1% sugar britches. We all gotta pay the rent sometime, so just sit back up. Besides, those transvestites can fool you. You know how many people I have come up to me after the show and still go, "Did you finish up your dicks?" So beautiful. You guys take some of this stuff entirely too seriously. You do realize that. Some of you guys are looking at me, I can see that internal dialogue just written on your face, just looking at me like, one time maybe I could understand that, but 2 times no siree, Bob. There's definitely a pattern happening right there. That little fella's in some serious denial. I'm actually at the point now, like I said, when I was growing up, I was really homophobic now, but I'm very, very comfortable around gay men and all. Actually, I have some gay friends who I love very, very dearly. And it's really funny. You ever notice that it's like the most extremely hyper macho of straight guys who are the most terrified of the really flamey, queeny, stereotypical faggy queen kind of gay guys? You know what I'm talking about? Some like really, really flamey, mincy kind of a fag will come in and just be freaked out by it. He'll just come in, what? And immediately they gotta go, fucking faggot. Man, why the crap? Gay men are the most innocuous creatures on the planet, man. You never see like violent, angry gay gangs coming into your neighborhood. Guys with like, you know, tattoos that say ennui and angst on their knuckles, you know. This is great. I was at a convenience store earlier in the week here in town, and I don't know what it is about. I always just seem to attract these bizarre situations like this. At the convenience store, the guy behind the counter was this real, you know. And I'm like, cool, whatever you want to be, man. That's cool. Go be yourself. Whatever. Have fun, you know. And the guy, like, right in front of me was just huge, just a Cro-Magnon motherfucker. Okay? And, like, genius decides that he wants to start macho male bonding with me by bashing, right? I'm just like, okay, whatever, man. And so he turns to me and he goes, God damn, that makes me sick and shit. Now, I tell you what, when it comes to faggots, right, ain't no goddamn pillow-biting bottom feeder ever gonna stick his thing in my keister, that's for damn sure, buddy. It's like, obviously, dude, the guy's gay. He's not blind. Give him credit for some takes, man, come on. I'll tell you what. I'm going to share something with you guys. If you're homophobic and you're here tonight, that's cool. I accept you for who you are, and you're not. Let me share something with you, though. You shouldn't be homophobic. You should be glad they're gay. Really, for your own selfish personal reasons. Ask any woman in this room to describe the average gay man. What will they usually say? Ladies? What's that? Yeah, number one answer right here all the time. Gorgeous, good looking, sweet, nice, good friend, sensitive, good dresser, stylish, nice car, good job, good sense of humor. Hello! I'm fucking glad they're gay. You should be like, oh, you want to be gay? That's cool. More chicks for me! You're the mad fellas, 2 guys in a sack together, leaves 2 girls free for your scrawny ass. It's called the trickle-down theory. You know, I'm going to have to get out of here, but before I do, you guys know I want to share something with you. I do a little writing every now and then, a little poetry in fact. Occasionally the naivety muses upon me, I feel compelled to compose a few lines. And, recently I finished a poem that I submitted to Hallmark. And yeah, they turned me down. But I was really bummed out by that, so I would like to go ahead and share this with you if I could, and let me know what you think, okay? Here we go. When the road you chose gets rocky, and the way leads all uphill, and even good friends desert you, as they sometimes will. When the deck seems stacked against you, seems there's no way you can win, that's the time to buy a gun and put it to your chin. When problems loom too large and they're only getting bigger, set the barrel, baby, and pull the fucking trigger. Sorry, I get misty every time I read it. They really did turn me down, so I said to hell with it. I went out and I created my own greeting card line. I designed it myself, and I've also started my own greeting card company, which is now called Hellmark. So if you guys want to get some cards after the show, I brought 3 different ones with me, and here, let me show you this one right here. This is a brand new favorite right here. See this? This is a great one. I just made this like 2 weeks ago. It's got that great picture of Jesus on the front. Right there, his arms are outstretched, and underneath it says, "Remember, Jesus loves you." Yeah, and the inside says, "But the rest of us think you're an asshole." Isn't that sweet? So, hopefully with the Lord's help, that card will sell well. Another one of my favorite cards right here. Don't get ahead of me now. This is my specially designed stress relief card. And the directions say to insert your thumb through the hole from the back of the card like so. And then open up and read inside. And you do that, and you read right there, and it says, "Just thought it might be nice to get it out of your ass for a while." Come on, it's interactive and everything, man. Everybody is going through their little mental Rolodex right now. That is so perfect for them. These make great gifts for anybody for any occasion. They're perfect for friends. They're even better for enemies. And because, like they say, friends may come and go, but enemies accumulate. So you never know when you might need another one of these babies. They will never go stale. They will never go out of style. They're like a loaded weapon you can keep in your drawer whenever you need to fire one off. And one for $2, or all 3 for just $5. $6 for the third card. And one other thing, if you want to see some of the other Hellmark cards that I have in my line, check out my website. It's on the list. The address is on the back of every card. It's really easy. It's www.hellmark.com. And do me one favor. When you go there and check it out, sign into the guest book. Write me a little letter. Let me know what you thought of the show. And when I come back to town, I'll send you an email about a week beforehand to invite you back out to the show, and there'll be a 2-for-1 pass. Does that sound cool? Well, thank you guys again. I'm going to leave you with this. It's my all-time favorite of the card. Short, sweet, to the point. Look real closely. See that cute little girl on the front right there? Yeah, she's riding her rocking horse right there. See that? Yeah. And it says, "Thinking of you, just wanted to say, fuck you and the horse you ride."